Good afternoon and welcome to St. Newsfile. I'm Emmanuel Pointe-Jour. Chelsea Kavanaugh will have a look at the latest highlights later. What can we expect, Chelsea?
Well, we're going to take a look at our Trojans, of course, and we'll have a little peek at the Flames, too. They had a big night the other night, and, of course, FIFA World Cup. Got to see what's going on there as well. So
That's
all
going
that
to be
later.
really exciting. We'll take a look at weather with Irene Tagama later today, but first, here are today's top stories. The Calgary Police Service and Fire Department are seeking an increase in funding as City Council debates the proposed four-year budget. The police service is requesting a 7% budget increase from $433 million in 2022 to $467 million in 2026. CPS also wants to add 154 new positions by 2026. 110 of those would be sworn in. Police Chief Mark Newfield says increase in funding would improve response time and allow for proactive policing. More than 500 workers were laid off at the Loblaws Distribution Center in Calgary. Its members were served a layoff notice on Monday. The union has been in talks with Loblaws since its current agreement expired on June 6th. Talks of a possible lockout will also affect deliveries and grocery supply in stores. Inflation has hit the hospitality and tourism industry in a very rough way. Most of that impact can be locally felt in Calgary. It is directly felt here at SAIT. Students in the culinary program have a tough task at hand while working at the school's urban eatery called Taste Market. Taranjot Vinning was on scene at SAIT's Taste Market in downtown. Taranjot, what can you tell us about the impact of inflation is having on the Taste Market and the culinary program?
Well, Emmanuel, I was able to take in the beautiful fumes of the food being made at the Taste Market, but not without seeing some interesting things about inflation. The food prep was underway at the Taste Market by students, but not without some tough things happening behind the scenes. The cost of lettuce is spiking amid a shortage that's leading to some restaurants scrambling to remove items from their menus. This includes the Taste Market. Operations Supervisor Chantel Struler says it's been a tough go for the eatery.
The price of everything actually has gone up. We've actually really tried to keep our prices at a place where the people feel like they're coming in for a good value. The food is outstanding, the quality of the meal.
Even though inflation is at the top of everyone's mind right now, students in the culinary program are prepared to tackle these obstacles with a proactive mindset. The Taste Market is still running successfully at this moment, but not without some tough times. Back to you, Emmanuel.
That was Taranjot Vinning reporting live from the newsroom. Thanks for keeping us up to date on a topic that is plaguing all Canadians right now. Rocky Mountain Lacrosse League is getting underway this week, and teams are excited to get back on the court. For the women's junior Cardinals, they are hoping to win a provincial championship while also being role models for young girls that want to get involved in sports. Brett Lipkiewski has a story.
Calgary Junior Cardinals is getting set to kick off its 2022 season. It's been 2 years since there has been a full season, and the Cardinals are excited for a fun and competitive year. However, Jenna Michaud, who plays for the Cardinals, says there is a lack of participation in women's lacrosse.
We don't really have divisions like men's lacrosse do, so it kind of is like you play on a team because you get drafted to a team, but it's not based on skill most of the time. It's just based on how many girls actually need to be on the team.
Despite being the national summer sport of Canada, lacrosse is not the most popular youth sport played in the country, especially among girls. Cardinals coach Dean Helcrow does think Calgary is making strides to grow the game.
Well, citywide, we've gone to a citywide association named Fury Lacrosse, which is a great idea. It combines all the female players across the city into one association. So we need to continue to get young players starting to play at the 10U ages and even younger, and encourage those kids to keep playing.
With only 7 junior women's teams in the RMLL in comparison to 35 men's teams across all leagues, it's very hard to promote the women's game across Alberta.
The most important thing for both the coaches and players is having fun, and for Natalie Schell, who learned lacrosse from her older brother, the physicality of lacrosse is just one of the things she enjoys about the sport.
I would say that lacrosse is honestly the funnest sport I've ever played. I've also tried figure skating, and honestly, being a part of a team sport, an aggressive sport, is very fun.
Schell and the rest of the junior Cardinals played their first game on Friday when they take on the Rocky View Silvertips. For State Newsfile, I'm Brett Lepkowski.
The Calgary International Auto and Truck Show is being canceled over supply chain issues. This has been a problem that has plagued much of the world's industry and has resulted in a cancellation of a major event in Calgary next year. The show was supposed to run from March 8th to 23rd. It's believed that shows will go on in Toronto and Vancouver. Calgary's Toy Mountain campaign is about to get underway. It's a way to give toys to needy kids at Christmas.
Looking at including people that are actually questioning, is this really abuse? Is it that bad? And so when you think about a shelter, you think about it being physical only. And we want to include people that are experiencing other types of abuse. We want them to be able to see themselves in our name and as a place that they can reach out for help. And we also work with, men, women, children, families, and communities, so not just women.
The 9th annual Toy Mountain campaign will run until December 22nd and will support the Fear Is Not Love Calgary Women's Emergency Shelter. Those are today's top stories. We'll have your full forecast after the break, but first, Irene has a look at what's going on in Calgary this week.
Documentary lovers, get ready to the Cuff Docs Documentary Film Festival. Enjoy the feature full-length documentaries and shorts with various subjects, styles, and genres. Grab your tickets at the Globe Cinema. Zoo Lights is not just for family and kids. It is also for adults too. Come and see the Zoo Lights for adults and enjoy the activities with an adult beverage in hand and snacks at the Calgary Zoo. It's a 90s and early 2000s nostalgia, as the Offspring and Simple Plan will be having a stop for a tour here. Enjoy the punk and rock music at the Grey Eagle Casino. For the die-hard Shakespeare fans, this is the first time for you to watch University of Calgary's take on Much Ado About Nothing. Enjoy a barrel of laughs in the world's first romantic comedy at the Reed Theatre. Support local businesses and get your Christmas shopping started as the 18th Calgary Scouts host their second annual Christmas market this Saturday.
And welcome back to State Newsfile. And speaking of welcome, well, my favorite Simple Plan song is Welcome to My Life. So let me welcome you with the weather on the left side of the country. We have a precipitation at 9 degrees in Vancouver, and there's a snowfall warning, so be careful with that. And it's a fair weather for the rest of the continent on this side. Now let's go see on the east side of the country. It's still a fair weather with Toronto and Montreal and Halifax. However, in St. John's, be careful because there's a wind warning and also a snowfall warning, so be careful with your driving and make sure that you don't Mary Poppins all your way up to the sky. And now let's check on the weather down below by resorts. And because,
Despite the high temperatures, a trend of possible thunderstorms will occur later in the day in Palm Springs, Barbados, and Cancun. Honolulu is mainly sunny with 29 degrees. Orlando is cloudy with 24 degrees. And Las Vegas is sunny and 18 degrees.
Now with the temperature for today in Calgary, it's 7 degrees with cloudy conditions. The wind comes from the northwest with 20 kilometers per hour, and tonight and tomorrow will be a cloudy season, and at the same time, a mix of sun and cloud. Now let's check the weather in Alberta today. And because of the high pressure system coming from the northwest going down to the south, we're getting those warm winds. Like as you can see, I'm wearing a wool suit today. And at the same time, it's a great day because of the Chinook winds. We're getting that warm blanket, or else we're gonna look like a cocoon walking around the street, or a burrito at least. And yes, I wanna let you know the 5-day forecast as well. We have a low of -1 degrees. Tomorrow will be a low of -3. It's a weekend. It's a sunny weekend, so it's a great day for all of us to go get some sun while we can. We're chasing the sun because it's a long nights. And at the same time, we're gonna come back with sports with Chelsea Kavanagh.
Rupert's Land Institute is mandated to provide access to personal and career achievement to citizens of the Métis Nation of Alberta. Whether you're an entrepreneur just getting started, or someone looking to learn trade skills to enter the workforce, or a post-secondary student looking for funding, Rupert's Land Institute is here for you.
Come and learn the fast-paced world of television production. Find your passion to write, shoot, edit, and direct news, sports, and dramatic productions. With industry-standard technology and the best instructors in the business, SAIT's television production program teaches you everything you need to know for a career in broadcasting. This is television production. Come and dare to be on air.
Welcome back to SAIT News File. Chelsea Kavanaugh joins us now for a look at the latest highlights.
Well, let's start off with our one and only Trojans. The SAIT Trojans men's hockey team had a bad night last Friday, losing to the Saskatchewan Briarcrest Clippers 6-3. The Clippers brought the game to 3-0 until Tanner Sidway made it 3-1 late in the third. Shortly after Sidway's goal, the Clippers' Regan Poncelet put one at the back of the net to make it 4-1. The Trojans were able to make a comeback with both Brandon Machado and Chase Miller scoring goals late in the third, giving them a chance at the win. Sadly, the Clippers had other plans and secured their win with one last goal from Zach Ashworth. The team will have a lengthy break now until January 6th. It was a busy third period for both teams, but the Clippers ultimately came out on top. When they return in January, the Trojans will take on the Red Deer Kings. The Calgary Flames secured their first win of their road trip on Monday night after beating the Flyers team 5-2. Flames forward Jonathan Huberdeau opened the scoring early in the first period with a quick top-shelf goal against Carter Hart. Then Cochrane native Dylan Dubé recorded his second goal this season to make it 2-0 for the Flames late in the first period. The Flyers were able to cut the lead in half in the second, but Calgary's Rasmus Andersson found the back of the net shortly after. The Flames finished off the game with two empty netters from Blake Coleman and Trevor Lewis. They are back in action tonight against the Pittsburgh Penguins as they continue their road trip. 5 separate Flames contributed to the scoring Monday night, with Blake Coleman picking up one of the goals and 2 of the assists. The Flames are 9-7-2 for the season. The Toronto Raptors fell short of a win last Friday in a neck-and-neck battle against the Atlanta Hawks with a score of 122 and 124. The overtime loss broke the Raptors' 2-game winning streak and certainly stung the Toronto squad. Following a misplay from the Raptors, Trae Young capitalized on the opportunity, dribbling down the court and starting the game with an easy layup. The Raptors came back with a steal for Hernan Gomez to race down the court and pick up another 2 points. Sadly, the Raptors were robbed of the victory after Hawks' A.J. Griffin delivered an impressive buzzer beater in overtime. Despite the loss, Scotty Barnes, Juancho Hernan Gomez, and OG Anunoby put up an impressive amount of points during the game compared to the Hawks. Their next game will be this coming Monday against the Cleveland Cavaliers. The FIFA World Cup is off and running, with Saudi Arabia coming out victorious against Argentina on Monday. Despite Argentina coming into the game as the favorite, Saudi Arabia came from behind and grabbed the win. Argentina's Lionel Messi gave the team a good lead with a smooth penalty shot that opened the scoring. Despite their lead and plenty of possession throughout the game, Argentina could not hold Saudi back as they made 2 goals in the second half. Saudi Arabia goalkeeper Mohamed Al-Awais also made some fantastic saves for the team. The final score came out to 2-1 for Saudi Arabia. The next few days will be filled with tournaments as our very own Canadian team faced off against Belgium today. And that's a look at sports.
It's a very exciting World Cup. Now let's take it to the weather on the 5-day forecast.
Once again, it's a low of -1 degrees. Over the weekend, it's going to be really, really sunny. And so chase the sun as much as we can. Let's start doing decorations. And yeah, December's coming in a few days. Can you imagine that?
That is insane to me. I can't believe people are putting up their decorations already. I very much consider myself a December 1st is the time to start thinking Christmas and thinking music. And I've just been seeing way too many people putting up their trees or already having it up for most of the month. And it's kind of freaking me out a little bit.
Yeah,
so.
It is. It's going to be good Christmas. Thanks for joining us on SAIT News File, and good night.